Well, I really like the idea of letting go. There is a reason for it. That you see, I think most of the Maitri people know this already. Maitri practitioners can see the aura of a person. When when you see a person, of course, you see the form, but apart from the form, you see the mountain of things they carry. It's literally mountains, emotions, concepts, so many things, fears and phobias, and a lot of things we carry. And a lot to do with that is with the terrestrial existence, the world outside. And we relate to the world outside through the eyes of what we carry. So if we are seeing only negativity in the world outside, that's because we are carrying so much of negativity inside. If we see anger outside, that means we are carrying anger inside. If we are seeing jealousy, discrimination, various aspects of existence which are literally bogging us down outside, that means we are carrying it inside. And a lot to do with this, we must be in harmony with ourselves. So all these practices are to bring harmony inside. This is the best gift you can give to yourself. Why should we become free? Because by nature, we are free. The whole universe is us, and we know it already. Then why do we not feel it? Because our mind does not allow. Mind has made us narrow. Narrow mind. Narrow mind means me and mine. The mind which dwells on me and mine. Other words, ownership. Ownership. That makes us limited, very small. So we don't really see that we are the universe, or we don't experience we are the universe, but we are the universe. We know very well we are the universe, but we don't feel it because mind limits us, ego limits us, intellect limits us. And then we think, oh, this is what we are. My world is very small. My world is my family, my children, my job, work, all those things. That mind is telling. It's not true. Your whole scope is that you are the entire world, not this world, not the earth. Earth is a relatively new world, but we are much older than the earth. The beginning of the earth as a platform itself came later than our birth. We are much older, but we don't understand that. We don't recognize that. We don't feel it because our limited mind connected to this incarnation made us feel small. So what do we need to do? In this life, we must experience the vastness that we are. We are really, really vast. We're really big, vast. Everything is within us. And everything around you see around in this world, that has to do with us, something. Otherwise, we won't see it. Every relationship, every friendship, every connection, every experience has something to do with us. It's us. So we are very important. And us does not mean me plus family or me plus job or me plus something else, a material like a car or something. No, it's not that. You as you. This is it. You are born alone and you will die alone. You brought nothing here. You will carry nothing from here. So as simple as that, as empty, as naked, as real as you are, as you came, that way we will go. Then why do we have regrets, guilt, anger, hatred, jealousy? This is silly, right? It's absolutely silly. We carry these unnecessary memories. We should be free, happy, relaxed. This we deserve. And sometimes we can't do that because of ownership. My father, my mother, my child, my husband, my daughter, my brother. This my is literally strangling us. But should we not take responsibility? Of course, you should take responsibility. But doesn't mean that you become limited because of your responsibility. I hope I am making it clear. We cannot be limited. We are unlimited by birth and we will remain unlimited, except you take the mind off and see. See the truth. You are unlimited. You are indeed unlimited. So I'll explain surrender first. What is surrender? Surrender simply means that you have identified the source and you have connected to the source. Surrender, there is nothing called surrender, as you say, from the mind. Mind cannot surrender. Mind is independent by nature. You cannot surrender the mind or from the mind. You cannot surrender the mind because mind belongs to you as a constitution. You cannot surrender by the mind or from the mind because mind doesn't allow any surrender, like forgiveness. We say, I forgive. But then if you don't forget that thing, it is not forgiven. Like that, surrender by mind is not surrender. It's just an exercise or a mental, it's an intellectual or a mental thing. What happens when surrender? You understood a person. I'm giving an example. A person who is self-realized, who has realized his self. What is self? It's simple. First and foremost, we recognize we have a body. Of course, we have a body. It's tangible. How do we know we have a body? When we wake up, we have hunger, we have thirst, we have all the things connected to the body. Then we know we have a body. Then we have a mind, intellect, and ego. How do we know we have mind, intellect, and ego? When we are processing emotions, when we become emotional, that is mind at work. When we are processing information and we are analyzing something or we are calculating, intellect is at work. Mind is grosser, intellect is the subtler aspect of the mind. It's slightly more subtle. Then we have ego. What is ego? The seat of your personality. The one who maintains ownership. Me and mine is owned by ego. So we understand mind has three aspects. Mind is the seat of emotions, intellect the seat of information or processor of information, and ego the processor of ownership matters. So that we can feel. Then another thing also we can feel, that there are three types of time that we handle each day. Waking state, the state when we are awake, when we have a world outside to interact with. We work with a world outside of us. That's the waking state when we are awake. Then we shut down the waking state. Then we go into a dream state where we handle the matter we already collected from the world outside, but stored inside. That the memories, concepts, all the things which we have collected from the world outside and we have stored. So dream state handles that world, the world inside. Then we have a deep sleep state where we shut down the outside world and the inside world. We have no worlds now. We are totally away from all these worlds. That's the deep sleep state where we don't know anything. Now there is a fourth state, which is watching all these three states, which we call the fourth state, Turiya. And beyond the fourth state, there is an energy which is making all these states work, that we call the soul. What is soul? Just like electricity. Electricity makes your refrigerator work. It makes your washing machine work. It makes your mixer, grinder, light, everything work because electricity goes through it. If there is no electricity, none of these things will work. So we understand there is an electricity inside us, which is functioning the three states, the mind, intellect, ego processors, and the functions of the body. This electricity is the only truth. Minus the electricity, we call it a dead body. So somebody who is totally connected to the electricity, not the other aspects, is a self-realized man. Somebody who's only connected to the electricity inside and not connected to the physical, the emotional, or the times of existence is a self-realized man. When you connect to that kind of a man who's realized, then surrender is a byproduct. You don't have to surrender. because that is the end of your aspiration. You want to reach that state where this man who is completely occupied with himself is occupied with truth. What is the truth? You are not the changing times. You are not the changing body. You are not the changing mind. You are the unchanging electricity inside you, the self, the soul. That should be realized, not understood. I can tell you, you have a soul, but it is a belief if you do not experience. The world is full of beliefs now. Belief is something which you thought exists, but you don't know experientially. Unless you experience that thing, it's not yours. So when a person has experienced the soul inside and is fully settled in that experience, he is a self-realized man. When he sees the same soul expanded in the whole world and sees the same soul in every being around him, he is a God-realized man, because the soul is the same everywhere in different bodies. Just like electricity, when it is in the refrigerator, it functions in a different way than in a washing machine. But the electricity is the same. Like that, in an animal, the same electricity functions as that animal. A tiger behaves like a tiger, a lion behaves like a lion, a deer behaves like a deer, and a human being behaves like a human being. But the same electricity. This is God realization. That means you are realizing everything is you, extension of you. This is God realization. When we come in contact with such people, we call them masters, because they have crossed over the mind matter. Automatically surrender happens. Where it is not surrender, it is merger. It is merger. Means you and your aspiration comes together. It's a unification, unity. And surrender is a word for that unity. Means you found your home and you parked yourself. This is surrender. Not that you choose with your mind, okay, can I surrender this or can I surrender that? That is not surrender.